It's the weekend, it's Mailbag, and it's Happy Half Man, Half Biscuit new album day to all who celebrate. I am joined this week by Liam and Laura. And in this week's Mailbag, we've got past lineups, fluid front threes, pointless tournaments, superstitions, board games, magic fingers, nicknames, festivals, albums on repeat, and more. But before we get into that, let's kick off with some plugs. Liam, you good times out today. What season are we looking at? What are the standout bits?
It's the second half of 2014-15, and one of the standout moments is when Kevin Morales forgot the memo that Leighton takes the penalties. The penalties are taken by Leighton. Ross Barkley also forgets it, but he's a bit less antagonistic. We end up being the last British team in Europe, which Martinez says an awful lot about before we get absolutely battered in Kyiv. As ever, me and Kev try and bring a bit of dose of humour and humility to it, but it features some standout moments, including Aruna Kone's first ever Everton goal, which against Newcastle, the game where Baines played centre mid over Christmas in 2014.
God, yeah, that was Baines' Philip Lahm period, wasn't it?
Yeah. But as Kev made the point in it, really hilariously, Martinez decided to change to brand new systems over Christmas when you've got no time to train. So he put Baines in midfield, Newcastle into the back three against Hull with very poor returns, but it was still fun to look back on. Us, we found, I don't know what you felt when you're listening, I feel like the worst seasons are sometimes the funnier ones to listen to or talk about because there's just so much going on.
Yeah, it's like when we do a post-match when we got beat. It's sometimes much better because like the gallows humour comes in, doesn't it? And no, I'm looking forward to listening to that though. That Kevin Morales penalty just sticks in everyone's mind, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Dreadful. Laura, so my new fanzine arrived this week. Apparently it arrived last week and it's been sat in a pile of posts that I didn't know was there because no one told me out.
Oh, buggers. I was going to say that should have arrived.
And there's the lads. Look at that.
Oh,
brilliant.
So Laura, do you want to run us through this and the new book?
Yeah, that's why I've just legged it downstairs because I was like, oh, you said plug in. I was like, I haven't got a book on me. So the fanzine, obviously, that you've just shown there, Goodison Forever, is a collaborative, I guess, sort of, how would you describe it? A collaborative, creative, fundraising zine from the final men's game at Goodison Park.
So for context, you gave 6 people disposable cameras. Yep. And let them run live with it.
Basically just said, have fun, go and capture your sort of match day. And it's a project I wanted to do for a while. And I've been working on something bigger with one of my friends who's also a photographer over in Bolton. We haven't finished putting that together yet, but she gave me sort of permission to kind of do this one, and all the funds sort of raised from it are going to fan supporting food banks. And if you aren't aware of who Dave Kelly and fan supporting food banks are, and Dave Feely, get yourself sort of familiar with them and the incredible work that they do in the local community in and around Liverpool and Merseyside. And, you know, if you can volunteer and help as well, you know, it's incredible to see the sort of people that they do help and the sort of things that they do. I've been down to one of the pantries on a Thursday and just kind of been there to just help kind of take pictures and raise the profile of what they do and stuff online. And yeah, it's incredible. And at the moment, I think should have had the figures before this. I feel like I'm on a
I threw you in at the deep end there. I didn't give you prior warning.
We've raised probably just under 300 quid now from the books.
Oh, Sam.
Which is incredible. Nice. So yeah, keep them coming. It's really helped that Monday Al put us in their feature the other week, which was really cool, and I didn't know that was happening. So yeah, really, really good stuff. And I think it's been really fun to see kind of like how people who aren't photographers per se have captured their match day, but they're also people that kind of mean something to me as well. But I was also trying to get people that were based in different areas of the ground, so that I didn't just have like 6 people in the Lower Gladys taking pictures of the Lower Gladys. It's like different points of view from round Goodison Park. And, you know, I got my mum taking pictures and she thought she was going to be terrible, but actually I think some of hers are some of the better pictures.
It's really weird as well. Having done it, like, because you're so used to like taking a picture and checking it back, to have like a disposable camera where you got to wind it on and you point and click and you still can't really see properly what you're looking at through that tiny little viewfinder. Took me back to my childhood a little bit, that, to be honest.
It's really fun. It's really fun though. Like I had
fun,
like just kind of seeing how other people get to grips with the creativity of it, I suppose. And obviously there's a lot of blue and a lot of flares and things going on, which is great. And even managed to get a Copites or Gobshites bit of graffiti in there. So that was really cool. But yeah, it was really fun.
What I found looking back as well on this is like, it's so good that so many people have captured the day, not just in this fanzine, but like everyone who took photos and stuff of everything. It was such a blue day and it's been captured so perfectly on so many photographs. It's going to be one of those, isn't it, that just lives so long in the memory, and you look back on it and you'll just remember everything about the day, probably up until about 8 p.m. for me, I think, when I was well gone.
Was that when you were asking for one more and then you were still in the book a few hours later?
I'm going in a minute. I'm going in.
Oh, yeah, I'm doing that to Jay. I remember because I was doing it to Chris at the same time, going one more, and Chris was going no, but Jay was like to you, okay.
Yeah, I think that's probably when that kicked in.
We had to go and stay at Connor's parents afterwards, and all our stuff has gone now into the new house. So all we had was Connor's old single bed. So we had to top and tail, and we were just, I don't even like remember like what the hell went on. I just like
probably for the best.
Probably for the best, yeah.
And just before we get on the questions, did you farewell to Goodison book?
Oh yeah, the actual
farewell. Yes.
The actual book, yeah. It's, do you know what? It's been incredibly overwhelming. Because when I put these things together, obviously, like this one in particular, I've been putting together since, well, before the season started, really. And it's weird to look back now and you think, Jesus Christ, like we're sat there with Sean Dyche's manager in some really, really depressing sort of football. And at some point you're thinking, there is no point in me doing this anymore, because it, you know, if we don't make changes soon, then this is just gonna go down like a lead balloon. It's gonna be useless. And yeah, I think, you know, you've got some of the games in there, some of the big wins, including the derby.
A 2-2 win.
Yeah, that 2-2 win. You know, there's a picture there that I think, as I look back and look through the sort of season, is probably one of my favourite photos. And it's just after he's hit that ball and it's hit the back of the net, and you can just see the sort of chaos going on around him and in the stands as well. And at the time, you know, after the game, when I was looking through the photos and editing them, didn't really pay too much attention to it. But when I'd seen it in print and I was just looking at it and I was thinking, yeah, that's like almost like a Renaissance painting where so much is going on, that every time you look at it, you're like, there's something else there. There's people's fingers up in the air, like towards the away end in the main stand, where, you know, you're not even going to make it, no one's going to see that. And you can see, I don't know which Liverpool player that is in a heap on the floor, and Alisson has ran up to the goalie, giving it whatever. I don't know what he's moaning about. Could be anything. And you just look at like the lower Gladys, and you see the like massive people just trying to get towards that corner flag where the players are celebrating. And like there's the Mikolenko's sort of nearer the main stand, and he's just looking up to the sky like in like relief. And I just think every time I look at it, there's something else that I pick up on that's it's a pretty
action in particular to that goal was amazing.
It's really
you get the fanzine and the book from lauragatesphotography.co.uk.
Yeah.
And you can
appreciate you reaching out. I know that much. I reached out to them recently with a query.
Oh, don't start
very
this.
Appreciative.
And you can actually see the book on YouTube as well. So you've done like a flick through the book, haven't you? So I will put that in the notes, and I'll put on for anyone watching on YouTube, put a little card in the corner about now, 10 minutes in, and with that on. Right, let's get into these questions. Stephen has asked, Is anyone excited? We're starting off with some red hot soccer chat, by the way. I may be going over the top, but is anyone else excited by a fluid three behind the striker of McNeil, Alcaraz, and Ndai? I think all three can get a few good goals and assists between them, but maybe I'm being too optimistic, Stephen. I am so all in on this.
I'm all in. I think
I was speaking on Blue Monday, and I was thinking that's a really fluid front three. They can just swap positions. They can all play. And it is very exciting, even behind Beto. I'm all in. Laura, go ahead.
I was just going to say who would be the striker. That's where my excitement would need to sort of stem from. Beto doesn't fill me with much excitement, but I think, as you say, the three sort of behind him. Yeah, obviously McNeil's not very fast, but we missed him massively when he was injured, and then when he was coming back towards the end of the season, like you could see just how much we had missed him. Alcaraz again, I do like him. I'm glad we've got him signed now, and obviously, and I don't need to say too much about him. Watching him in a couple of international games recently has been a real joy. It's quite nice to watch when there's no pressure of Everton, just being like, yeah, he's an Everton player, by the way, but like this is really fun to watch without any of that pressure. And also beating an England team with a that is not Everton's was quite interesting to watch as well.
Oh yeah, as soon as I saw Pickford wasn't in, that was it. I wanted them beat.
Oh, I was delighted. I was absolutely delighted to see that happen. But yeah, I think it is exciting. I think I'll be a bit more excited maybe when some signings come through the door. I don't know about anyone else, but like I've just kind of been enjoying the break away from Everton. Like I am starting to miss it sort of today and more recently, but like I have enjoyed the break of just no pressure of match day routines and like getting over to Goodison and all that sort of stuff and photographing it as well and things like that. I have just enjoyed just not thinking about what's the lineup going to be, how are we going to make it ridiculously Everton today. So I'll start getting more excited probably next week when the fixtures are out.
Yeah, next Thursday, isn't it? Yeah, I think I will as well. Liam, I don't know if I've gone over the top on that Newcastle performance, but that has really excited me. I think Beto was so good in that game. Like his all-around play was good. Alcaraz was brilliant, and I think that's what I'm looking at now, thinking that's giving me a lot of hope for next season. But this front three, where are you with that behind the striker?
Yeah, I've got carried away. I've got a tattoo. It says "Hand over Liverpool 2026." So I've got fully carried away with it. Do you know something? Isn't it nice to have that optimism? And you're right. That Newcastle performance was genuinely outstanding because we were in complete control of that game, and the players you mentioned were all a massive part of that. But these do excite me, and they actually also excite me if some of the players we're linked with. Because even if you look at, say, Grealish and McAtee, we touched on a little bit on the weekly, because I'm on the Blue Room all week this week. It feels like as well. Grealish and McAtee can play either side and in the middle. And if you get them as the five, look at what Moyes did at West Ham, plays like Paqueta and Bowen and stuff. I think he will rotate them. And yeah, Laura's point about who's in front of them is really pertinent. But I can see those fitting in with those players because you can trust them to kind of move mid-game. And that is really exciting. And I think, obviously I do a lot of looking back at good times, but I've always felt that Moyes was considered pragmatic, but actually his teams around 2008 to 2013 played some really, really good football, really enterprise and stuff. So let's get excited because we've not had much to be excited about the past 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I agree. All in on that. And and like you say, it is nice to sort of be able to look forward to the season, look forward to the summer and get a little bit excited without the sort of thinking, oh shit, man, what's the PSR thing going to be? We're going to get relegated. We can't put all that behind us, but we don't really need to have a front of mind anymore. So that makes a nice change. Next up, Ben, proper good times EFC pod question. It's a great question. If you could change Everton's starting lineup of any past game, which game and what would you change? Liam, go on. I'll let you have the floor for this one, man.
It's the most obvious one, and I feel bad for him. But let's be honest, Tony Hibbert shouldn't have played in the 2009 FA Cup final. It was everyone who's there knows it was the hottest day I've ever been to a football game. He always comes out in a long sleeve shirt. I think he got sunstroke before he got booked, which was only 2 or 3 minutes in. And looking back, there were options there. I mean, I know Lars Jakobsen wasn't much to write home about, but he probably could have done a job for the day, or even I know it's a risk of the cup final because we forget Fellaini was only 21 at the time. I don't know because he's a year younger than me.
Jesus.
But you could have put Rodwell in midfield and Neville to right back.
Yeah.
I know we didn't. I know Jagielka was missing, so we couldn't put Jagielka or Yobbo out to right back. But I just feel like that was something we could have done because a lot of people have problems with Leon Osman comes from that day because he lacked the physicality to give Tony the coverage. And down that left-hand side with Florent Malunda and Ashley Cole, Chelsea were rampant. It's where the first goal comes from. And I don't blame Tony for everything that happened in the final, but I think we've got a better chance if we're a bit stronger down that side.
Yeah, that's a good shout. I think the 2009 Cup final was mine. Just on that as well. I mean, Tim Howard obviously massively at fault for a goal. So I think mine was replace Tim Howard with Joel Robles in any game of the Martinez era. Any game.
It would have been Carlo Nash for that one, though. I'm not so sure.
I don't know, you know. Oh, yeah, he wasn't there, was he? Yeah. But yeah, I think when Martinez came in, if you replace Howard with Robles for any of those, yeah, we'd have been a lot better off. Laura, what's yours?
Oh God! So do you know what? When I saw Ben's question come up, I just thought this is straight up Liam Street, as he said, with very good times the FC pod. But I haven't had the mindset today to sort of do any revision. But bless him, Connor's left me a page of notes, and I've just been sat reading them and like giggling because he's put the title as Everton lineups to change. There's a list of them. I wish he was in right now so he could join, but he's out with the dog. So he's put Southampton away 2014 2-0. Drop Alcaraz so he never scores an own goal.
Don't tell Kev that. Kev loves Alcaraz. He's made that
clear. We'll come on to this now. So Kiev away in 2015. Drop Alcaraz. Brackets pattern ? Atsu Y ? And then RIP.
Fair.
EBNF.
He's on the toe.
Anyway, Palace 3-2, the rearranged windy game.
Yeah.
Why the fuck did he drop McCarthy? He's put.
Yeah.
Fulham 2021, Ancelotti, Holgate and Godfrey ? Newcastle 1-0 2010. Heitinger at centre mid ? Sub for Billy late on. Fuck off, Moyes. And that's the full list.
We also for Heitinger and Neville in midfield at home to Bolton in 2012 when Howard scored. That was the centre mid he had that night. Heitinger and Neville.
Laura, I think
that's horrible, isn't it? But I don't think I can beat that. I don't think I can come because that's genuinely made me laugh for the first time today. That's
if
funny.
you ever see Connor looking off into the middle distance and he looks like he's away with things, you know exactly what he's thinking about now. It'll be one of those games.
Yeah, exactly. It's like his flashbacks, isn't it? His non-flashbacks. Yeah.
Did he take time to accept Charlie Alcaraz then? Like, because you're getting PTSD when he heard the name. He was like, oh, not him again.
It was quite like Charlie Alcaraz, to be fair, I think. We had this whole thing the other day, actually, with Darren's beer mats.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we would display it. We put them together on like a big sort of A3. No, it's bigger than A3. It must be an A2 print of Goodison and like arranged them like in 3. I think it's 3x4. And it was like we had too many to fit in the space. And I was like, right, we need to cull like 3 or 4 players. And it was like going to it. And he was like, fucking hell, shite. Get him gone. Why is he on there? And I'm going, it's a nice design. And one of our mates designed it. Like, we'll keep him on there. And he's going, like proper deliberating over players. Thought, you know what, Everton need to hire him and just get him in as like player recruitment or something because he'll just no excuse for calling him.
I think Big Rog from Blue Monday would be on board with that because he's not what's going
on. Half full is our Roger, isn't he?
Rog hasn't got it, honestly. The only other one I thought was Drentford in the semi-final.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Yeah,
I was looking at I think I was looking at the semi-final one. Was this the
2012?
Yeah, 2012. Yeah.
Yeah, jeez. I think that's the only other one I thought of. Right, let's pick up the mood a little potentially. Dan has asked, what was the most pointless football tournament? Obviously, the Florida Cup and International Champions Cup. When we beat Juve on pens don't count as they were the last trophies Everton won. Didn't get kicked out of the Champions Cup for no reason other than we weren't well.
I didn't realise they said champions in it, and someone just said to us, "Come on, lads, come on."
Laura, you got anything for this?
What's this? What's this one that they're doing at the minute in the international break? The league. What's it called? The Nations.
The
What is
Nations
it called?
League.
Is that what it is?
Nations
Whatever
League,
called,
I've
whatever
been
it was.
5 years now.
Whatever that is that Portugal.
2018, I think it started. Yeah, it's been going a while. That.
I'm not a big international football fan anyway. I get involved in the Euros and the World Cup and we'll watch it, but I don't care for England and stuff like that. I just don't really understand that. I don't understand how that was where did that just suddenly come from that it was a final? Is it like a long drawn out process? Like,
yeah, so it's replaced the friendlies, I think, hasn't it? So instead of playing like just a load of friendlies like on the international breaks, they now play like this Nations League thing. I think it's like an old Champions League format where they're all in little leagues, but I've no idea where the semis come in.
Yeah, I don't understand.
The final was like, oh, Portugal have won.
Yeah, that's what I said, because I said we were actually building flat pack furniture while the final was on. And I'm going, so is this a final, or is this like they just, when they call it like the finals, it's not actually a final. And Connor was like, no, this is like an actual final. So someone at the end of this is going to win a trophy. It's like I've never watched football before. I was like, my head was gone, and I was like, so what happens if they draw? And Connor's going, oh, we'll get like extra time and penalties. And I'm like, oh, okay. Fair enough. And then we did obviously got penalties and all that. That was quite interesting to watch, to be fair. But I didn't understand the point of how we got to the final.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, they could have just magically made up that it was Spain and Portugal, and I'd never questioned anyone.
Yeah, same. I mean,
so I think that's pointless.
International tournaments, summer only, just like in the summer when football on. That's
proper knockout football. That's what I want.
Yeah, Liam.
There's only one answer to this, and it's the fucking League Cup. The trophy's got 3 handles. We never get anywhere in it. You've got the Amadou Onana pen. You've got Chelsea. You've got Sterling's ball out against Man City. This is in like the last 10, 15 years alone. It's got 3 handles. Newcastle even managed to win it. Liverpool win it every other year, or felt like since my lifetime. So it's just something that I accept we're never going to win, even though I'd be elated if we did. I say just melt it down, pretend it never happened, and move on with our lives.
Yeah, it's not been a good cup for the Toffees. And the one time we should have won it, we drew 0-0 with Liverpool at Wembley. Alan Hansen handballed it.
I mean, it wasn't even like it was like, accidental, or it was worse than on-show against, sorry to go on about them, on-show against Arsenal in 2001. It was so on top, wasn't it?
Yeah. And then we get beat at Man City in the replay from a Souness wonder goal. So yeah,
I rest my case.
I am in. But the one I picked was does anyone remember? Laura, you maybe weren't born. The Full Members Cup. Laura, you weren't born. So
I've heard of it, even I don't remember it, Les. Sorry, so that's going to upset you.
It was also called the ZDS, the Zenith Data Systems, and the SIMOD Cup. Yeah, the SIMOD Cup. So basically, following the Heysel ban, a load of clubs had nothing to do midweek and stuff. So the Football League said, right, we need another tournament to bring in. So I think this was across the top 2 divisions. They brought this in, and Everton have got the rare privilege of being beaten finalists twice.
Get in, stick that.
Forest have won it twice. So I think those 2 stars above their badge. It's the Full Members Cup, not the European Cup. That's what it's for. But basically, it was a tournament to replace European football and give people, because football was very, very much on its arse at this point. And it was just to try and generate some more revenue. I think attendances were awful, and I've gone on the Wikipedia page, and 4 clubs pied it off: Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United, and Tottenham, and Everton still couldn't win it.
Jesus Christ! Yeah, that needs gone.
If you look at the list of finals and winners, this kind of tells you all you need to know about it. So, 85-86, Chelsea beat Man City 5-4.
I was going to say, wasn't it? I read that Pat Nevin's book. There was a mad game where they played the day before as well, but won the final, didn't he?
Yeah. Nuts. Wouldn't that these days, would it? Also woke nonsense. 86-87, Blackburn 1, Charlton 0. 87-88 is somehow even worse. Reading 4, Luton 1.
Huh?
Then we get to the Toffees' first defeat, a 4-3 defeat to Forest in 88-89.
Which is consistent, seeding 4 in both finals.
Well, yeah, do you know what I mean? Yeah, both defeats after extra time as well.
Yeah.
Chelsea won their second to equal Forest record, 1-0 against Middlesbrough in 89-90. Palace then battered Everton 4-1 after extra time in 1991. I think that was when Martin Keown got absolutely pummeled by Mark Bright and Ian Wright. It was a pretty horrific viewing. And then Forest won their second 3-2 after extra time against Southampton, 91-92. So a pointless tournament, that's definitely got to be up there. Liam, I think I'm with you.
We can't get rid of it. No, because if we get rid of the League Cup, that's what happens.
Oh, shit, yeah, there is that.
Yeah, but at least we got to the final now. We've only got to one League Cup final.
Yeah, but look at the winners.
That is so bad, isn't it? Jesus.
Get rid of one thing and you just replace it with another piece of shit. That's what's going to happen. And Everton will still never get anywhere near it because that is the way of the world.
Give it 4 handles to the next one. Just do that.
4, yeah.
Yeah.
Or none. Just get rid of it all.
Well, that didn't lift the mood as I'd anticipated. Probably neither will this one. It's Friday the 13th. Anyone got any superstitions?
I'm going to go first on this for simple reason being I'm actually a bit wary of number 13. But whilst I've been doing a bit of research for Good Times recently, just looking at a few things, I don't know if you've ever read a brilliant book called Fear and Loathing at Goodison Park by Lou Reed Foster. It's about Moyes' first era. It's a really good book. What turns out today is the 22nd anniversary of a 7-Eleven event. Do you know what that is?
22nd.
Of what? What do you say? It's 22nd.
22nd anniversary of a 7-Eleven event.
June 2003.
Yeah. It's 22 years to the day since Richard Wright fell out of his loft and injured himself.
Oh my God.
Because in this book, he actually said to the BBC, I spoke to the specialist and he was positive. I'm not superstitious, but the accident was on Friday, 13th of June. And I'm going to be careful now what I do on certain dates. That is what he actually said to BBC Sport. So I've always been a bit. It was my granddad's birthday. It's Kev's birthday as well, which tells you a lot, doesn't it? Kev and Danny Murphy wearing number 13. Owen died this week for Senegal, but I wouldn't say superstition, but like say if I have like tasks at work or emails and they're 13, I'll get rid of one or put one on. I'll go either side. So I've always been a bit wary of it.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, so this wasn't a great day to get you on, was it?
No, it is. We're just celebrating Richard Wright's first Clabber's Everton injury.
So after all that and like the bad luck stuff, and I'll be more like careful and stuff like that, he then did his ankle after that, didn't he?
Oh yeah, because that was in February 2006 when he took a big sign saying "Don't go in the goal mouth," and he just ran over it.
What a fella!
That's incredible.
Laura,
superstitions. A lot of them are more to do with like playing football. Certain ways.
Do you have a number you need to have?
You what? Sorry,
I have to have number 3. Do you have a number that you need to have?
I have a range of numbers that I need to have because the thing is with like playing for like through uni and stuff like that, like senior players at uni would get kind of like priority and stuff. So it'd be like 9, 10, 11 are like the 3 that are my like main.
I mean, they are 3 of the best numbers, to be fair.
Yeah. I play up front of what those numbers say, aren't they?
That goes with the territory of the position I play. What do you want me to do about it?
Fair enough.
I'm not really playing up. Do you know what? I played up front last weekend in the number 6 shirt.
Oh God.
Yeah.
One Eto out.
Didn't like that. Well, it was all right, but I didn't. And do you know what? I haven't.
So whoever was playing in that defensive midfield or midfield role, I'm saying 6 is midfield, not centre back, by the way. Whoever was playing where the number 6 would play, I knew you'd do that, Liam.
What were they? Well, here's the other thing. So my best mate, who's a winger, was also wearing the number 6 in the same team.
Oh God, that's awful.
Yeah, and then hang on, let me think about it. The left back was wearing number 9, and I was sat next to him in the changes going, why have you got that number?
I mean, Laura, with all due respect, you know I love you, but I hope he's got battered.
Yeah. No, I want you to leave the team. Don't go back.
I hope you got battered, you cheeky fucker. We won actually, but yeah, I do have more. The superstitions are to do with like the way I put my shin pads and sort like the
okay.
routine of getting ready. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, and certain socks, like I wear the the grippy socks, and then the sock tape and stuff. So
Yeah.
like they have, if I don't have them, my head goes. Don't know why. It just feels better in my boots. But yeah. But with Everton, I had a superstition for a long time. In God, it must have been 2012, where I would only wear the home shirt. Was it 2012? Something like that. Yeah, 2012-13 home shirt with Leighton Baines on the back. And I've still got it. I can't fit into it anymore because I was only like young then. And yeah, it's all like proper. It's the only shirt that's got like proper like issues on the back with the name and the number, like that's like crumbling and peeling away because I wore it that much. It was like if we won and I was wearing it, I had to then make sure I wore it for the sort of next game. But I don't have those sort of superstitions anymore. I don't always wear a shirt, like a football shirt, to the match anymore. So I don't know if I've like ruined that and the reason we've nearly been relegated.
I think Everton have been so hit and miss that no one can possibly have a lucky pair of socks, undies, or a lucky rig out for the match because you ain't getting the result you want game to game there.
I had the lucky route though to the match because I refused to go to Kirkdale for a few years because the first time I went was when we got knocked out of Reading by Reading in the cup.
Oh, that was
and then I went, and then the next time was when we lost 1-0 to Stokes after Gary Speed died. So I bailed it for a while, and then we won a few games. But then one game, the Wigan one in the cup, I walked not like where you can turn left or you can carry on towards like where the Barlow Arms is.
Yeah.
I turned left. I went onto County Road and we lost 3-0 to Wigan, and we've only ever done it like once or twice since. I feel like we've always lost. So we had just like a consensus, like we do not go that way because it's just cursed.
Yeah, it is mad how people have superstitions. Magpies are mine. That's it.
My dad's mad on that. Do you know Gallagher and Del Piero's superstition? Did you ever hear about that?
Go ahead.
So Del Piero was played for Italy in 2006 World Cup, and he loves Oasis, so we invited Noel Gallagher. And Noel Gallagher was there for the semi-finals. He beat Germany 2-0. It was a brilliant game. Brilliant game after extra time. And because they won, they said, you'll be our guest at the final. His wife, Del Piero's wife's like, you'll be the guest final, but you have to wear, including the underwear you've got on, you've got to wear the exact same outfit. So we had to get it all clean to make sure it was clean, and he wore the same outfit and they won the World Cup.
That's amazing.
I mean, if that worked, every Evertonian would be wearing.
Yeah, you'd be like straight over the washer, wouldn't you?
Yeah, 100%. But like, I did this magpie thing, right? I only learned about quite recently, and I don't get it. Why'd you have to do that?
I don't know, because apparently you see one magpie, one for sorrow, two for joy. So it's just
is this the thing about saluting them?
Yeah, so I found out that recently, and I'm doing it all the time now.
Why?
And I look like a lunatic. You can usually see it in the car and like a salute a magpie in the car. So,
but I don't get it.
My dad walks around to find another magpie if he can't see one. He is that like het up on it. I'm like, Dad.
Well, Louise has got like a thing whereby if you're with someone and you both see the single magpie, then that's fine. The bad.
How's that work? Oh, everyone's making up their own rules. It's all.
I'm happy with that though. Yeah. Oh, magpies can get to fuck. Neil, superstition. He only went into gate 29 in the Lower Gladys every game.
I like that.
But is that not his? That not his gate though? That was.
Well, you have a choice of about 4 or 5, don't you? I mean, we
did it for Joe Silver.
That's definitely what it was. We had what was our range? Ours was like about 71 to 67, I think. Weirdly, we never always chose gate 69. I don't know why. It was the funny.
That's odd, isn't it?
It was the funny thing to do, but we never did that.
Is it just because it made you blush every time you went through?
Possibly. Not as much as Foxy's question will in a minute. But before that, Toto Moto, we got a thread on this. If you remember, Toto Moto teaches in Vietnam, and he gets his class to chant Everton win, Everton win.
Boss.
He said he'll send us a video of it, and yeah, please do. I'll reply with the email address to the Blue Room because I need to see this. So here we go. We've got a thread. Toto Moto. I wear the same t-shirt, pair of undies, and shorts for each game. If we lose badly, I swap the t-shirt for a different one, I drink white, not red wine, watching the match. For the relegation-haunted years / big games, I get the kids in my class to chant, Everton win, Everton win, Everton win. If we win, I get the class sweets or crisps. I've got a video, I can email you this, please do. I sometimes ask them to chant at home on the night of the match. I tell them it's a psychological experiment. This is amazing. A lot of Vietnamese kids just chant Everton win. Quite a few, and most are standard. I live and teach in Vietnam, so we usually watch the match on telly. I don't wear anything red. Oh, sorry, I've read that one. Okay. It is probably psychological, a cry for help. Also, he's named most of his cats after Everton players. When Shola, his girlfriend to Geordie, Alan Ball, Ginger, Squawky, White Feet, cat, and Dixie Dean, adopted, was called Persephone. Died. We've got 3 new cats, Duncan Ferguson, Howie, full name Howard Kendall, and a semi-feral Mazzy, middle name Gray Star. Didn't get his way with the 3rd cat. But I mean, that's incredible.
That's genuinely incredible. Like, the fact that it's like a psychological experiment, like, that is Everton in a nutshell, really, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Nailed it there. Love that. I'm just my head spinning with all the pets names.
I also love the fact that your cat has made an appearance in the background. Is that Colin Robinson or Belle?
Oh, that's Belle.
Hey, Belle. I've not met Belle. I've met Colin.
That's Belle.
I'm a big fan of the cats being
she brought Sparrow in this morning, which was nice.
Oh, lovely. Yeah.
Still alive as well, so I managed to rescue it and it flew off.
It's all right. My dog defecated all over the new cream carpet 2 weeks ago.
Nice.
Everywhere.
Yeah. Get a pet, they said. It'll fantastic. Right, Foxy, here we go. I'm pretty sure he's brought back this question because the last time it was asked, I think, Laura, you were on and you said something unspeakable about Seamus Coleman. To stop me in my tracks, but we'll go anyway. If you had a magic finger that could travel through time and space, but still controlled by you at home in the present, what would you use it for, good or evil? Laura, I'm going to have to come to you first.
I would use it for good, and I don't know whether it's good for me or what, but yes, I probably... No, I can't do it. Obviously, no, I don't know. I can't remember what I said last time. I do think that was years ago, because as soon as I saw Foxy's question come up, I thought, oh my God.
I got flashbacks too.
I got like flashbacks of thinking, oh my God, I just remember Les's face being like, are you for real? Magic finger that could...
Yeah.
You know, I also had visions of like some kind of Doctor Who thing going on, of this finger just like going through time and space with like some kind of theme tune, maybe Zedcar's playing like with his magic finger, going to stop Farad Moshiri from getting involved at Everton Football Club. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah,
I like that. At the time and space I'm picturing as well as the Umani Ass meme, there is no need to be afraid. That space background with the magic finger,
incredible.
Definitely. Yeah. Oh yeah, good shout that, Moshiri. Liam, good or evil?
I'm going to say good as much as evil tempts me, but it's definitely to cancel out evil. And it is another flashback moment for Everton. I know some of us going good times, and I know it was a dark, dark day for you, Les. I'm going back to Easter Monday in 2001, and I'm dragging Paul Gerrard a couple of feet to his right-hand side and just say, just get this post, just stay on this post, and you'll be fine, you stupid fucker. Do not show him all that post again.
But how is
I'm over it, like, but I'm over it. But
how's the magic finger doing that?
So it's just like a little. I'm picturing a little mouse cursor to just
when you're like
moving across.
Look, I don't care if it does what you said it wants to do to Seamus Coleman. If it makes him move to the right, you can do whatever you want to make him move. Make him move.
You know what? I just feel like, out of respect for Seamus Coleman, I'm not gonna outright say what the finger could do to Seamus Coleman.
Paul Gerrard bent down on the goal line, Liam's magic finger. Move.
There you go. Yeah. You will get to that ball.
I don't think you'd move any quicker if you do that. Bloody hell.
Oh, Christ. Oh, yeah, dreadful.
Well, maybe the game gets abandoned because the magic fingers assaulted one of the players. Just something happens.
Can they see the magic finger?
Yeah,
can they see the magic finger?
The magic. I imagine it's just invisible and omnipresent.
Maybe it whips Gary McAllister up. Just something.
Yeah.
So he looks like a complete psychopath as he's moving from one end of the goal to the other. He just looks like he's had a rocket up his ass, but no one can see it.
Yeah.
That's fine, but it's better than what
whatever
he did.
way. Yeah, Liam, I'm with you there. Yeah, that's a great shout.
Yeah. All right, then.
Absolutely. Next. Oh boy, it's going to go from bad to worse because here's Dave's question. What board game? I think Dave meant game, but it's about Amanda Holden, so I don't know. What board game we're going to say do you think
Snakes and
Amanda
ladders.
Holden likes most?
Snakes and ladders.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
You've thought about this, haven't you, Laura?
Not really. I'm just sick of seeing photos on Twitter from thirsty fellas.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah. I mean, like the thirst is like. I mean, just from Dave, we've had chats about sort of celebrity Everton fans on here, and my god, nothing quite put steam in that man's stride as much as Amanda Holden.
No, he's a fan, isn't he? Yeah.
Is that also coupled up with the sort of leather he likes to go on about as well? So if you have Amanda Holden, leather and salad cream all in the same thing, is that like Dave's ideal first date?
I think the separates actually. I think Amanda Holden has got her own thing. The leather thing, I think, is for me, and the salad cream's for his food. So, but you never know. Put it all together. Who knows?
Yeah, that's a Costanza if you put them all together, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Well collided.
Put all the nobody put the sensations together. Do you know
shit, yeah.
Right.
Or do you think she'd like a game of mousetrap, maybe?
Yes.
That's a pain in the arse game, that one, isn't it?
Oh, it's one of them, isn't it, where you set it up.
It takes hours.
You set it up, you can't be asked. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake, I'll just
exactly.
Yeah. Liam, any games? I'm just looking at a list of board games now.
I think if we count as board game, terrible joke coming in, because it could be Jenga. She finds the Les one and pulls. Sorry, it's a terrible joke. But...
Jesus. I don't think is Jenga a board game?
That's what I mean. I don't even know.
I reckon it falls into that category.
Or maybe Neil Morrissey Monopoly, just something to piss off Les Dennis. I don't know. I haven't really given it too much thought.
I'll do. Battleships Monopoly. Mr. Trucker, what the fuck's that? That must be an American.
No idea. Maybe
Frustration, boss. Frustration. No skill involved in that. Just pure.
Yeah. Buckaroo. David like that.
Yeah, he would like a bit of Buckaroo with Amanda Holden, wouldn't he?
Yeah, definitely. He certainly would. Should we move on? I think we should move on.
Because this is going to go down a hole, isn't it?
I think we probably should move on.
Oh, just poor. You're wasting Tobias off Arrested Development with your word choice here, Laura. I just think.
I know. As soon as I say it, I hear it, and I'm like, that does not sound good.
That doesn't the word you're using.
Right, Stephen has asked, what's the weirdest nickname you've ever been given or given to someone? Liam?
No, do you know what? It's weird. I've never really had many nicknames. People say Liam. But I was thinking about this. Some associates. So my dad used to work with my cousin called Carl, and there was another fella called Carl. He was like quite gaunt who worked with them. So to differentiate, behind his back, they all started calling him Evil Carl. And then one night they were in the pub after work. My mum had gone to meet them, and my mum was just like, "So why did they call you Evil Carl?" He went, "I didn't realise they did." But it's snowballed that much that they ended up he just ended up answering to Evil. Not even Evil Carl. People go, all right, Evil, go, all right, mate. He's a lovely fella as well. Like, one of the nicest fellas you could ever meet. But he just went, all right, Evil, go, all right. It's like, he just let back on. Or they had another fella who used to be in the army. I think there was some element of desertion. I don't know. It wasn't working with that, but someone I know anyway. It's like a mate to my dad's, this new fella. And because he used to they just used to call him 625. Said that was a squadron number. So he didn't get called his name. Just like 625. Like, all right.
Reduced
Oblong Dwellers may have thought he was from West Kirby.
Yes, true.
There's a phone thing there. That's just made me think. Man City last season had 0161 on the back of the shirt, didn't they?
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could we have 0151?
The phone code. Yeah, we should have 0151. Imagine why?
Because that's like when they go 0161 money on the map, innit? That's what they say.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
That's horrific.
It is, isn't it?
For fuck's sake.
What has that come from? I don't actually know where that's come from and why I know it.
Awful.
That's not. Do you know what we should have as a sleeve contract?
Song.
Is it?
So it's according to Google AI, 0161 money on the map is a phrase often associated with Bugsy Malone a Manchester-based grime artist. The 0161 is the area code from Manchester, UK, and the phrase "Manny on the map" refers to the city of Manchester. Bloody blah blah. Bloody blah blah.
Shite.
Is he the one off Gogglebox?
Ew. Bugsy
Malone.
I thought he was a cartoon character, but that's Bugs Bunny, isn't it?
Bugsy Malone was a kid's play.
Yeah.
A kid's film. Lord, have you never seen Bugsy Malone?
I must have done.
Yeah. It's what they got the custard pies and the gangsters and they kill each other with custard pies.
Thought so.
Yeah.
Well, Google these days has gone woke and only gives you the rapper.
Ah, that's shite. That's awful. Sorry, anyway, that was offered a bit of a tangent. Laura, nicknames?
Weird nicknames. I don't think I've ever been given like a weird nickname, to be honest. Mine just often, like, Laura's quite a common sort of name. Like, and in school I was like one of 3 Lauras in one class. So I don't know, I've just always been Gatesy or Gates. Never that's also come from like football as well, but I don't know, weird nicknames. Have I given anyone a weird nickname? No, don't think so. No. I'm pretty boring. Or Good News Boyland.
What's that?
Good News Boyland.
Bad
news, good news, depending on the day.
Yeah. A lad in our school, it was called Hamish McTavish. That was his nickname. But I think he gave it to himself. And
it's 0 out of 10. That you can't be doing.
It is a full-on 0 out of 10 to give yourself a nickname. But I don't know why such an intricate nickname as well.
Yeah.
Right. Isn't the point of nicknames to be like shorter?
Well, yeah, you think so. And I had a weird one in junior school. So for some reason, my mates thought I had a big bum. I don't know why.
Laura said you did before, actually, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Big what?
Bum, right?
Oh, right, okay.
They called me Bumbat.
Called you what? Bumbat?
Right. Which does sound like some sort of Jamaican slang slur, basically, at this point. But anyway, they called me Bumbat. And then there was a lad who was another mate who had an even bigger bum than mine. And they called him Bumbat Jasper. And I don't know where the hell this came from. But for the rest of his school life, luckily I escaped this because I was just called Les. He was called Jasper. Even though his name was Colin, he was called Jasper for the entirety of school after that.
I don't know which is a worse name, to be honest.
I don't know why.
I think Jasper's the better of the two.
Yeah, probably. No offense to your cat.
I'm a big fan of the name Colin.
Yeah, no offense to Colin, yeah.
Colin Robinson. There you go.
No animals were harmed in the making of.
Right, let's finish off with some music questions. Oh, Liam, there we go.
Oh, God.
Ian has asked, hi, Les, Liam. Oh, sorry, Ian has asked, hi, Les, Liam, and Laura. Hope you're well. Ian, I'm well. Laura, you well?
Just about. I'm alive.
Yeah. I hope you're feeling better after this. Liam, you good?
I will be until I have to tell you the story that I told you the other day, and it's just been reeked up by this.
Oh, yeah, God.
We'll come back. We'll come to you last on this one then. So, with the festival season upon us and all the Oasis gigs, what's the funniest thing that you've seen at a gig? Laura?
I'm sad about the Oasis thing because I actually sold my tickets the other week. But the funniest, I don't know if this is going to be funny or not, but when I was younger, we went to T4 on the beach because obviously I'm really that cool, which is like a festival down in Somerset, is it? Something like that. Went with like school friends because I was in an all-girls school and they wanted to go and watch some, I don't know what you call it, pop music. And Jedward were playing, and one of them, I don't know whether he like jumped like off the stage to like a lower level, and he broke his ankle. One of John or Edward broke his ankle. Don't know which one. But I was there when it happened, and I just thought, "Oh, this is better than the music."
Did he carry on, or was that gig over? Was that like?
I think I don't, because it was a festival. I can't actually, to be honest with you, it was that long ago. I can't even remember. I couldn't tell you like who else was performing. I think like Tiny Temper was, things like, like real shit music. But yeah, other than that, or my dad at Bryan Adams recently going up and down the stairs at the Echo Arena dancing with his legs. Dad dancing with his legs in the air.
Oh wow!
Friends of my Instagram will be all too familiar with my dad's dancing, and things like that. Yeah, it just takes a couple of. It doesn't even take any drinks actually to get him doing that. It's fucking
It's
ridiculous.
incredible. You take the man of the 80s.
Yep.
I think mine is before we come to Liam. I'm building this up, but it's worth it. I saw a fella drench himself with piss at Oasis at Nebworth, funnily enough. So he'd pissed in a pint pot, Plazzy pint cup. He'd pissed in it. Bear in mind, we are miles away from the stage, and miles. It was towards the middle back bit of Nebworth, and it was quite spread out. So I don't know who the hell he was trying to hit with this piss, but he went like that. He went to throw it, and somehow contrived to the pot went just up in the air and straight back down, and the piss flew back on him. And to this day, it was like defying the law of physics. I don't know how he did it, but it was a bit wrong.
You just don't know what other people are into, do you?
Yeah. Do you know what? Maybe it was that. Liam, you may have a different answer, but I hope you got the one I'm thinking.
I have got other answers, but because it's you, I'm going to give the one you're thinking. Just for clarity, I've developed a habit at gigs in the past few years, which really embarrasses people, particularly my wife. I shout the name of the band as loud as I can, and you'll both know that that's loud. And I mean, really loud, and go, wow! And then just dip my head down so everyone looked around. And I'm not bothered about the embarrassment, but my friends are, which is obviously why I do it. It started with Hot Chip at the Victoria Warehouse, Manchester, and it echoed all around the chambers. And everyone looked at me, mate, John. He was like, it's nothing to do with me. And I just dipped my head down. Anyhow, I did do it at this gig. I was telling Les last weekend, going to see a friend in Yorkshire, and we got gigs we got tickets to this cider and sausage festival. So I just assumed it's like a job in a gazebo where there's different bars and different food on. No, it was a festival. And there were loads of cover bands and a couple of other acts on, and one real band. So when we get there, we knew it was in advance, but we still went because it seemed like foolish because we'd already bought the tickets. There's no Oasis cover band, absolutely terrible, Les. The fella had a tambourine around his neck. He was doing Shine too much. And then the real band came on, Laura, and you know who the real band were? Scouting for Girls. And they had a hardcore of fans who were in this field dancing along to all their songs.
They went too far on the beach and they were dreadful. I remember they were
I caught them at Glasgow because I was camping by the other stage when I went to Glasgow nearly 20 years ago, and they've not got any better. And the lyrics haven't aged terribly well, I'm not going to lie. But they had a real hardcore of fans who were there. And then after that, there was some light entertainment. There was a sausage eating competition hosted by Big John off Insta. He was going bosh, whilst there was a woman nearly being sick because she tried to eat the sausage too fast on stage. And there's 3 or 4 other people just ramming sausages down their throats. And he's going, in a bush. And then the piece de resistance after that was they had what was called karaoke. And do you know what karaoke is, Laura? It's Sean Williamson. He was Barry from EastEnders doing karaoke with punters from the crowd. But he comes out dressed as Meatloaf, and it's called the Baz Out of Hell Tour because they've done Scotland and Dubai. And the only thing he didn't do, which disappointed me, was he didn't do something inside so strong, which I really wanted him to do. But he had this woman on singing Teenage Dirtbag who could not sing. And I can't sing, but this was horrendous. And he was trying to do the high bits of Teenage Dirtbag to help her. And it was just horrendous. And then it got slightly better when they had a Fleetwood Mac tribute band on, then a Kevin Perry DJ set. But we laughed all day, so it was a funny thing. But what I would say is don't go to a sausage and cider festival if you get offered tickets.
Well, I mean, the writing should have been on the wall with the name Sausage Festival, really, shouldn't it?
Well, hey, it's 2025. I'm not bothered about those sorts of things. I like cider. I don't drink beer, so I thought hot dogs and cider, it'll do me.
Did you get involved in the sausage eating contest?
I didn't. I did have 2 different hot dogs. They were both quite nice, but I didn't get involved in the sausage eating contest. But I did shout "Scouting for Girls" whoa, really loud.
It's a mouthful, that though, isn't it? As a
that's
band.
What they said. That's what they were singing about. To be honest with you, it's why they don't do many mainstream gigs.
Holy Christ! I'm gonna have to.
They had a song about Michaela Strachan. Genuinely, they had a song about Michaela Strachan.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah.
What was that? And they covered their Year 3000 by Busted and Stacey's mum. It was a mess.
Jesus.
Busted were great. Busted a great live. Went to see them.
I'd rather seen Busted.
I love Busted.
Laura, I'm gonna remove you from this podcast. Anyway, sorry.
For the Busted. Come on now. That was my childhood. Some of us aren't old, Les.
Yeah, I was a cool and edgy 20-year-old at this point. Well, no, it wasn't at that point.
24. You're 10 years older than me, aren't you?
8-year-old, something like that, whatever. Right. Anyway, last music question. Here we go. Ben has asked, which album or artist have you been listening to most this year? Liam.
Do you know what? I started the year out listening to loads of different albums because I've not listened to enough new music the past few years. But the past couple of weeks, I've stumbled on a band via Shazam off a TV show called National Language. They're like a trio from Brooklyn. Their third album is the first one I listened to. It's absolutely brilliant. It's called Strange Disciple. You'd love it, Les. I'm not saying they're anywhere near as good as either of these bands, but their sound is kind of the in-between New Order and Joy Division.
Okay,
the Strange Disciple, their third album, is such a good listen. I'd really recommend it. I was just watching The Agency on Paramount, and do you know when you hear a song, you go, I like that, so I Shazammed it. And I just checked the album one day. I was walking the dog, and I was like, this is brilliant. And they're playing Manchester in November, I think, but the first album's not great, but the second's right, but the third is absolutely fantastic.
Oh, sound. Okay. Yeah, I'll get on that. It's Friday night, so it's Friday night kitchen disco, isn't it? I'll get on that. Mm-hmm. I stumbled across one actually not long ago. French artist called Stella.
Nice.
And it's got a 2022 album called Détends-toi.
You love your French electro, don't you?
Mate, do you know what? When I grow up, I just want to be a dirty old chain-smoking Frenchman. But they do a cover on this of Why by Carly Simon. And it's called, obviously, it's in French, so it's called Pourquoi. And it just sounds so much better. But yeah, I'll Détends-toi by Stella. It's 6 songs, like an EP, really. It's class.
But you know what we'll do, lads, when you retire from the Blue Room, we'll all wear bobble hats and smoke. Do you like that? Who's that singer, where the kids come out pretending to smoke and they've got the beards?
Oh, yeah, it was thinking one of Serge Gainsbourg.
Yeah, we'll all do that for you.
Double on.
Yeah, we'll all just come out in bobble hats and like a pint of what's that little beer you've got in the little bottles that you like?
Oh, Underberg.
Yeah, we'll all come out with Underbergs and just sing to you in French.
That's lethal.
Yes, let's do that. Let's do that at the first game next season.
Not bobble hats. It's going to be bucket hats.
I said bucket. Yeah, I wouldn't say bobble hat.
Today
no
I've got
exclusions from Les.
On and it's a cap.
That's nice. That I saw that. Was that the one on your Instagram story?
Yeah, the Endor cap. Like a proper Star Wars nerd.
Nice.
Laura?
It's mostly been kneecap recently.
Good choice.
In the past couple of months, really. Don't think I need to go into too much detail. I hope everyone kind of knows who kneecap are now.
The film's about it as well.
Oh, we watched that the other week. It's so good. It's so good. It's so funny, and it's just it's perfect. And then next week we're going to see the Wolf Tones, so looking forward to that. Keeping in with the Irish theme, really.
To be fair, like Alan Partridge's lookalike for the Wolf Tones, really getting into it.
Oh yeah, you'll see me and Paul Daly looking like. But yeah, it's mostly a lot of Irish rebel bands and stuff in ours.
Big into that.
Always. But yeah,
shout out to our Rangers listeners.
No, thank you. We have many because yeah, mostly Irish stuff at the minute. Kneecap.
Yeah, can't argue with that. Yeah, kneecap are ace.
They are. Do you know what? Like the first time I listened to them, I thought, "What the fuck is this?" Then I kept listening. I was like, "This is so good."
Yeah, it's the flicking between the Irish and the English and everything. I mean,
it's incredible, isn't it?
Not their demographic, but it is class.
It is really, and the film as well. I think if you watch the film, you kind of appreciate the music a bit more as well. So yeah, and also they are standing on the right side of history.
They definitely are.
So good people.
Yeah. So for any older listeners like me, the kneecap film reminded me. Madness brought a film out in about 1981, I think, called Take It or Leave It, and it was a story of how the band went from singing in pubs to being a massive band. It's kind of the kneecap film was basically a cross between that and Trainspotting. It's
madness.
It's the story of the band and how they sort of how they came to be and stuff.
Please tell me they throw a glass over behind onto the lower because I'll be up for watching that all day. Yeah, just little.
there's not quite that, but there's a lot of drug abuse in the garage.
There's a lot of drugs, like
lot.
throwing out drugs from the stage and stuff. And I was like,
It is very fun.
Yeah, got two gigs next week. To be fair, we've got it's all on the waterfront. So there's going specifically to see like Pale Waves and the Wombats next week.
We're going to that. I'll see you there.
Oh, are you? Nice one.
Yeah. Well, they're my friends, aren't they? The Wombats. Good times.
They are, yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. And then
get us on the Gezzy, you know the drummer. Come on.
Jeez, look at you. Are you backstage?
I did ask, but they replied. They just never replied to the email. Hey, he gave us a time for free. He's a good fella.
Yeah, yeah, I felt for that as well. Definitely listen to that. Listen to that back if you've not already. For me, being very predictable, album is probably Hyperdrama by Justice, another French house band. I think it came out last year. It's such a good album, though. It's incredible. Artists, Air, because I've got Air constantly on repeat. Went to see them earlier in the year. Absolutely love them. But I think the biggest artist I've listened to this year, or listened to the most, is Half Man Half Biscuit. To bring this podcast full circle, it is Happy Half Man Half Biscuit new album day. I have absolutely battered them. Went to see them in Ulverston the other week, and it was incredible. Kicked off an incredible weekend, which culminated in Everton leaving Goodison Park, Everton men's team leaving Goodison Park. Bringing it all full circle, because we've got the fanzine that Laura's got, the book that Laura's got. Yeah, all that. So, yeah, there we go. My God, I've never wrapped up an episode quite like that. But yeah, there we are. That's it for this week's mailbag. Thanks to Laura. Coming back on. It's been a while. Come back on again soon.
Has been a while.
Enjoyed that. Thanks to Liam. You can take a rest next week. I think you've done enough podcasts this week.
Yeah, I think. I'm off to Italy next week, so looking forward to it.
There you go. Take a nice breather, Laura. And yeah, as ever, thanks to everyone who sent questions in. Thanks to everyone for watching and listening. That has been Mailbag for this week. We'll catch you around the same time next week. Up the toffees.